Welcome back to Bookish Dives. If you've been with us before, we like to take a deep dive into a book.
Yeah, really get to the core of it. Pull out what's most interesting and insightful.
And today, we're diving into Wahala, the novel by Nikki May.
And we're going right to the source. Excerpts directly from the novel itself to explore Wahala, its themes, its characters, and the insights it offers on friendship, identity, modern life, all that good stuff.
It really starts off with a bang, like right away. Page 1. We meet this woman. We don't know who she is yet, but she's huddled in a corner, in a bedroom, clothes all messed up, button missing, belt torn, seam ripped, and she's clutching the sculpture.
Oh, yeah.
A head, almost life-size, like she's pleading with it. You immediately get the sense that something happened, something big, maybe even traumatic. What do you think about this opening?
It's raw. Immediately you feel this vulnerability, this distress. It makes you wonder what could have led to this clinging to an inanimate object, this desperate need for something.
Yeah. Then we shift. Still page 1. We meet Ronke. She's getting ready for lunch with her friend at this Nigerian restaurant called Buka in suburban London. And we get right into her head, the struggles.
Yeah.
Curly hair, the frizz, the knots. And stepping into Buka, it's like she's transported straight to downtown Lagos.
Right, because of the smells.
The smells, that rich, smoky palm oil, the fried peppers, that unmistakable smell of stockfish.
Right.
And the sounds, Fela Kuti playing, the chatter. May really puts you right there.
She does. It's like the restaurant itself is a character. That brings you into a specific cultural space within London. That reflection on her hair, too, it touches on this theme of identity and maybe how you're perceived.
Right, but Ronke thought it was just her and Simi for lunch. And then page 2, Simi shows up with someone else, Isabel, and Ronke's not thrilled.
Understandably so.
Isabel's striking, beautiful, almost sculpted, long limbs, glossy skin. And Ronke even thinks for a second, like she's seen her before, but it fades. And she definitely notices how dressed up Isabel is for a casual lunch. What do you think about this sudden Isabel?
That little bit of annoyance Ronke feels. I mean, that's real in friendships, right? When someone new is added to the mix, and Isabel is a new element, for sure. That description of her and that flicker of recognition, it hints at something like she might be important in Ronke's life, even if Ronke doesn't know it yet.
Then they order, and it's interesting. Pages 2 and 3, Simi says no carbs.
In a Nigerian restaurant.
Right. She gets fish pepper soup, and Isabel, she kind of teases Simi, calls her a coconut.
Oh, wow.
And she orders amala with ogbono and assorted meat. Yeah. Really embracing the food. Ronke orders jollof rice with chicken, maybe because of Isabel there, all dressed up. When maybe she would have ordered pounded yam. And they're talking about their childhoods, very different. Simi and Isabel. Pools, drivers, Lagos, Ronke, family, power cuts. Anything stand out here for you?
I think it shows how different experiences, even within the same culture, shape your view on things, even food choices. And Ronke ordering what she thinks she should, it shows that vulnerability, that wanting to fit in with this new person.
Exactly. On page 3, Ronke shares some news. She and Coyote are flat hunting, and she wants to have kids.
Okay.
Simi's a little quiet about the baby news, focused on the flat hunting, just a small thing. But it makes you wonder about their priorities. Do you think it means anything?
It could. Maybe Sina doesn't want to talk about that yet, or she feels differently about kids. It's like their paths might be going in different directions.
Yeah. Then we get to Boo, pages 3 and 4. And she is not having it. She missed lunch with the girls, and she's feeling the pressure. Mom, wife, fucking doormat. She really wanted that time out. And we get a little more about her daughter, Sophia, picking up things from Didier.
Her husband.
Yeah.
French things, like that dramatic shrug.
Yeah.
What do you think Boo adds to the story? I think it shows how hard it is for women to balance everything, all these roles, and how important friends are. Their support for a break. And Sophia's little French things, that adds another layer, this mix of cultures in her family.
Yeah. And then page 4, we get some history about the friends. They bonded over being mixed race.
Okay.
In 90s Bristol, they even had their own group.
Really?
Yeah, the Niger Posse. Simi taught Boo about taking care of her hair, that foundation of their friendship. How important do you think that is now?
I think those early bonds, they're strong. Sharing those experiences, being there for each other, that makes friendships last. The Niger Posse, that says it all.
For sure. Later, page 5, Ronke goes to see Boo and Didier at their house, and their thoughts are so different. Ronke's kind of jealous of Boo's life. Didier, Sophia, their huge kitchen, but Boo, she wants a clean and empty flat. It makes you think about how we see each other's lives.
Yeah, that contrast is interesting, what we think,
Hmm.
versus what's really going on. We see the good parts, maybe not the struggles. It makes you think about what really matters for happiness.
Right. And Simi, we learn a little more about her past. On page 5 and 6, she dropped out of medical school halfway through, and she tends to just pretend everything's okay instead of dealing with things. Do you think that affects her now?
It must. That's a big thing to keep to yourself.
Mm.
Maybe she's afraid of what people will think, or she can't face it. It has to affect how she handles things
Emma.
with her friends and her life.
Then there's Simi's marriage, page 6, long distance. She and Martin meet up every month in a different city.
Oh, wow.
And they love turning left on the plane. You know, business class, it's different, but they seem to make it work. What do you think about that kind of marriage?
It has its pluses and minuses. You have your space, and when you are together, it's special, like that business class thing. But what about everyday life? Sharing things, it's hard.
Yeah.
Maybe for some people it works.
Yeah. Then pages 7 and 8. More about Simi and Isabel when they were kids in Lagos, friends. But things changed. Simi's mother, when someone called Isabel colored, she was upset. And then Simi's father, he didn't like Isabel's father. Business problems. It ended their friendship. Just like that. What does that tell us about their friendship now, as adults?
It's complicated. From friends to nothing. Because of families, because of society. It shows how strong those forces are. And that comment from the mother about the racist language. Interesting. Given that context, it makes Isabel coming back into Simi's life a big deal.
And they did reconnect. Page 8, later on, in London. What do you think? Why reconnect after all that?
Maybe missing the past.
Mm-hmm.
Curious about each other. Or being away from their families. It could have given them the freedom to try again. Or maybe something about their identities drew them back together.
Page 9. Ronke's getting her flat ready for Auntie Kay's visit. To remember her father, it's the anniversary of his death, and she's making everything perfect, even though Auntie Kay is messy. What do you think all this preparing means for Ronke?
It's about respect. Making it right for this occasion. To remember him, maybe it gives her a sense of control in a situation where she feels, well, not in control. It's not about what Auntie Kay wants. It's Ronke's way of grieving.
There's this picture of her parents on page 9. Her mom gave it to her when she was 13. She was having a panic attack. She couldn't remember what her dad looked like. And the frame, yellow and red hearts, doesn't really go with the rest of her living room. But it's a powerful symbol of that memory, of not letting go. What do you think about that frame?
It stands out against everything else, like that memory. Still so strong, unchanged, maybe even unresolved. It's a link to the past that's still so present.
And May describes them so vividly, pages 9 and 10. Her mother, in vibrant Ankara, but with blonde hair and sunglasses. And her father, big smile, crisp white akbada. 2 different styles, 2 different personalities. What does that tell us about Ronke's background?
It's a blend of cultures, of styles. Her mother's Western look, her father's traditional clothing. It shaped her and continues to shape her. Identity's complicated, like that.
And the anniversary, it's in September, their birth month, not May, when he died. And Ronke's mother, she avoids everything. About Nigeria, about her husband, changed her name back, got rid of her Nigerian clothes. Such different ways of grieving. What do you think about her reaction?
It's like she's trying to erase it. Her past, her pain.
Yeah.
Maybe she needed a new start, a new identity, or maybe it was the only way she could cope. So different from Ronke. Who needs that connection?
Yeah. She says on page 10 and 11, she relies on Auntie Kay to connect to her father, to Nigeria.
Right.
Their yearly requiems, the music, the food, they're important to her. What do you think Auntie Kay is to Ronke?
She's the link to what Ronke's mother has tried to forget. She keeps those memories alive, those traditions. It gives Ronke something that her mother can't, a connection to her heritage.
And then Coyote shows up, pages 11 and 12, late, with flowers. And there's this funny bit with Auntie Kay. She curses him, playfully. In Yoruba, even mentions juju, lightens the mood. What does that interaction tell us?
It's funny how culture and humor can be there, even in sad moments. And Auntie Kay and Coyote, it's a warm, teasing, maybe a bit mischievous dynamic.
Back to Boo. Oh, page 12. Still a shitty day.
Yeah.
Sophia's starting school, and she's torn.
Oh, yeah.
Missing her, but wanting a break. It's hard, isn't it?
Need a mom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All those feelings. At the same time, relief, sadness. It's a big change for everyone.
Pages 13 and 14. Booze at lunch with Simi and Isabel. Isabel is all about socializing. Right away, she wants to be Boo's fitness buddy. Like, she really wants to be part of the group. What do you think about that?
It seems like she wants to be accepted, to get close to them.
Mm.
But after what we know about her and Simi, it makes you wonder how genuine she is.
Yeah. Then we learn more about Simi, pages 14 and 15. How in Lagos, skin tone was everything, and her experiences with boys, even her first kiss. It shows how her identity shaped those early interactions. What do you think? How has that influenced Simi now?
Knowing that about Lagos, it adds so much to her character, to her views, and those early experiences, being seen a certain way. Because of her race, it must have shaped how she sees herself, how she relates to people.
Then we get to her work, pages 15 and 16. Simi's pitch. It's a success. Her hashtag is great. And she uses these unusual elements, ballet dancers, grime music. She even credits Gavin's sister and Ronke for inspiration. What does that success tell us about her?
She's talented and creative, and she's willing to take risks. I like that she gave credit to her friends. That shows humility.
And Isabel, page 17, she's so excited about Simi's pitch, and Simi decides, right then, to go to New York, to celebrate with Martin. Isabel really has an influence. What do you think about that connection?
Isabel's over the top. And Simi's impulsive. It shows how much Isabel affects her. Maybe Simi needs that validation, that excitement that Isabel seems to bring.
But later, page 18, Isabel tells Simi something personal. She's going through a divorce, and makes Simi promise not to tell Boo or Ronke a secret between them. How do you think that's going to play out?
It changes things in the group. This imbalance. Simi knows. Boo and Ronke don't. Secrets always come out. It could get messy.
Later that night, Simi's lying in bed, can't sleep. Pages 18 and 19, thinking about why she doesn't want a baby, compared to Ronke. Who wants them? Simi even thinks Ronke's views are backward, African. She's judging her friend. What does that tell us about Simi?
It shows how different they are on a basic level, what they want in life. And judging Ronke like that, as backward, it's harsh. Maybe she doesn't really understand her friend.
That's 19. Ronke's not sure about going out with Rafa, but she's going to meet Simi and Isabel for a drink, though she actually isn't. Instead, she's getting ready for Coyote. The expensive cream, sexy underwear, fresh sheets, scented candle. She really wants to make things right. What do you think about her priorities here?
She wants him back. That's clear. That connection, that intimacy. It's more important than her friends. More important than being honest with Rafa.
And Coyote does come over, pages 20 and 21, apologizes for being late. And they make up. What do you think about how easily they reconciled?
It seems easy. Too easy, maybe? But maybe it's not that simple. Under the surface, Ronke went to a lot of trouble to make things nice. It makes you wonder if this is a pattern, her doing the work.
Then, pages 21 and 22, Ronke meets Coyote's sister, Yeti, and her husband, Abayomi. It goes really well. Ronke even feels like she wants a sister, and her and Yeti bond over pepper sauce. How important do you think family is to Ronke?
It's important, definitely. That connection with Coyote's family makes her happy. Sharing food, talking, that sense of belonging, it matters to her.
Ronke makes plans, page 22, girls' night out, Friday, to tell them about dinner with Yeti. But Simi thinks Lola's is boring, so they go to a different bar. Do you think the new bar means anything?
Maybe it's Isabel's influence, this need for something new, something more exciting. Lola's is comfortable, familiar. This feels like a shift in the group dynamic.
Yeah. Page 23, quick catch-up between Simi and Boo. They both had rough weeks, and we get another Sophia moment. Shandvi, they all have their own stuff going on.
Yeah. Behind it all, they're dealing with things at home, at work. Sophia's little French phrase, it's a nice reminder of that blend of cultures in her life.
And Isabel, page 24, she makes an entrance, invites them to join her. Simi jokes that Ronke has a stalker who's sending her sexts, which seems a little insensitive, you know, given everything. What did you think of that comment?
Not funny, not at all. Simi's making light of something serious. It shows a lack of awareness, of empathy.
Yeah. Then, page 25, Isabel asks Ronke to have coffee, just the two of them, a proper chat, and she asks what Coyote looks like. What do you think about her asking about Coyote?
Red flag. After we know they were involved and all those questions she asked Ronke before, it seems like she's up to something. At least she's very interested in him.
And Boo, pages 25 and 26, she's annoyed with Martin, teasing her about a puppy, and Simi. On her phone, not really present. It shows how they're all kind of in their own worlds.
Absolutely. Even best friends, they get distracted by their own lives, by their own worries. Sometimes you just miss things.
Pages 26 and 27. Boo's got a sweaty Betty order. She's excited. And Isabel's confidence, it's actually helping Boo, making her feel good about herself. So Isabel's not all bad.
No, she's not. Sometimes different personalities can bring good things to friendships, A little boost when you need it.
He's fire, 27. Neil, at work. He's interested in Boo's work. And flirty.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna have lunch. Talk about a review. And fun stuff. What do you think?
Trouble. Definitely trouble. That sounds like more than just work.
Pages 28 and 29. Boo asks Isabel for advice, what to wear to lunch with Neil, even thinking about a jumpsuit. She trusts Isabel's opinion, on fashion anyway.
Yeah, especially for this lunch. With this man, it seems like she wants to impress him. And Isabel's style, it's confident, bold. Maybe that's what Boo wants.
Pages 29 and 30. Simi and Martin's dinner party. Simi's dressed up. Martin's more casual. It shows how different they are
Right.
in their expectations, how they host. Little things like that can say a lot.
They can. About personalities, priorities, maybe even some tension under the surface.
Page 31. Things go wrong at the dinner party.
Oh no, what happened?
They forgot the potatoes. Ronke jumps in to help, being the practical one, the dependable friend.
Yeah, she's always there to help, to take care of things.
Later, Ronke and Boo are talking about house hunting with Coyote. Different ideas about where to live, how much to spend. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
I think it could be. Big decisions, like buying a house. They can bring up disagreements, even for couples that are strong. It's about priorities and compromise.
Then we see Coyote, page 32, drunk. And Rocky's cooking for him. Even though he's being demanding, it shows a certain dynamic.
Yeah, Ronke taking care of him, putting his needs first, even when he's not being great.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's always like this.
Pages 32 and 33, Boo's getting a weave, Fifi's doing her hair, and Ronke's there, and they're arguing Ghanaian versus Nigerian jollof rice. It's funny.
I love that. It's a classic debate.
It is, and a little bit of normal in all the drama.
It is. And a little bit of cultural pride.
Page 34. Martin texts Simi. Loving. Apologetic. They still have those moments, even with the distance.
It's good to see that they're connected, even with everything else going on.
Then Ronke asks Boo about work, just casual. Page 34 and 35. And Boo lets it slip.
What?
That Martin told Didier they're trying for a baby. Ronke's surprised and excited. It shows how information travels in the group. What do you think?
Sometimes it comes out in unexpected ways.
Yeah.
Not how you planned. And it affects everyone.
But Boo, page 35, not happy with the weave and focused on her lunch with Neil. Clearly that's where her head's at.
Yeah, that's all she can think about. That attraction, it's strong.
Neil texts, page 36, change the venue. They're going to Hutong at the Shard. Fancier. Boo's thrilled. Definitely thinks it's more than just lunch.
That's a big change to such a glamorous place.
Yeah.
Of course she's excited.
Page 37, opulent and sexy. That's Hutong, according to Boo.
Huh.
And she feels like she fits in, like she belongs there. What do you think?
She wants a different life. More exciting. More sophisticated than what she has. It's a big contrast to how she felt before.
Neil then suggests, page 38, Boo should go to a conference in York.
Okay.
She's not sure at first, but then says yes. And there's that almost kiss when he holds the taxi door. What do you think about all that?
Things are heating up for sure. That's not just professional anymore. And she's going along with it.
Page 39, Boo gets home from lunch. And it's tense with Didier. He mentions her wanting to work more, suggests working from home on Fridays. But Boo doesn't think he means it because of Sophia. What do you think about their conversation?
They're not communicating. There's this tension, this lack of trust. And Boo, she doesn't believe him about working from home. It's not a real solution.
Then Sophia's birthday party, page 40. Ronke and Didier, they're great with the kids. Simi, not so much. And Auntie Kay's there,
Of course she is.
telling a story. This time about being carjacked. It's a funny little scene.
It is. Auntie Kay always brings the stories, and you see how different they are
Yeah.
with kids and with those family moments.
Page 41. Boo doesn't want to call Auntie Kay Auntie. It feels weird to her. But Simi explains. It's a sign of respect for older people. In Nigeria, it's an interesting cultural difference.
It is. Those little things you might not know if you're not from that culture. Auntie, it's about respect, even if you're not related.
And then pages 41 and 42, this conversation with the older relatives about immigration. And Auntie Kay jumps in, all enthusiastic. Even though she's an immigrant herself, it shows a different side of her.
Yeah, more opinionated than we thought.
The kid's entertainer. Page 42, everyone's dancing. Well, almost everyone. Boo and Simi. They're not really into it.
Not their theme.
Maybe. Then, the kitchen, pages 43 and 44. Simi, Boo, Isabel. Boo mentions Coyote. Ronke is Coyote. And Isabel acts surprised, like she didn't know.
She's lying.
Totally. After all our questions about him, what do you think she's doing?
She's playing games, trying to mess with him, with Ronke.
Martin then makes this comment, pages 44 and 45. About black people and rhythm, not great.
No.
But then he and Simi do this impromptu wedding dance. It's kind of cute.
It is a little awkward, but still, you see that love.
Page 45, Ronke's rushing to get ready for work. Awkward run-in with her colleague, Kevin, and then. Page 46, her mother texts. Mary Payne wants her to visit. Mentions Aunt Sheena.
The racist aunt.
Yes, family drama.
Oh boy.
Ronke's reply. Pages 46 and 47 is angry. She's not holding back anymore. About the racism, about Sheena's comments. What does it mean that she's finally saying something?
It's a big step. She's done with it.
Yeah.
With the silence, with accepting it. It could change things. With her family. With her mother.
Coyote calls. Ronke doesn't answer. Page 47, orders Indian food. For one, maybe she needs some space.
Yeah. To think, after everything that happened, with her mother, with Coyote.
Pages 48, little scene. Boo and Sophia. Boo gets cross. Sophia wants an apology. Didier steps in. It's just family life.
It is. Those little moments. That can be stressful. And you see how Didier reacts as a parent.
And Sophia loves this beach bag Simi gave her. Raffia. Pages 48 and 49. Small detail. But maybe it means something.
You never know. In a book. Those little things. Sometimes they come back.
Boo's really struggling. Pages 49 and 50, with her feelings for Neil. Scared Didier will find out. It's a lot to deal with.
She knows it's wrong, this affair. But she can't stop. It shows how hard it is to resist that.
Then Simi has a terrible week at work. Pages 51 and 52, project canceled. Difficult people.
Oh, no.
Her boss, not sympathetic at all, gives her this Indian fashion launch.
And she doesn't know anything about that.
Right. The pressure's on.
That's a lot to handle, on top of everything else.
As Simi travels, pages 52 and 53, to meet Ronke, it describes the different areas of London, Tower Hill, Hendon Central, like two different worlds.
Yeah. I like when books do that. Place you in the setting. It adds to the story.
Ronke's worried about Simi, page 53 and 54. And then she mentions something. About the baby. That Martin told Didier. Simi's furious, feels betrayed. By Boo.
That's the problem with secrets. They come out, and it hurts people. It's damaged their trust.
Page 55, Ronke goes to see Isabel. At her place. It's sleazy, but huge. And then, pages 56 and 57, the bomb drops. Isabel says she and Coyote, they used to be together.
Aww.
Ronke tries to stay calm, remembers what Coyote said about Isabel. And then Isabel says Simi and Boo knew.
That's not good.
It's not. What do you make of that? Isabel just casually dropping that.
She's playing with them, enjoying it, stirring things up. It's all very calculated and cruel.
Ronke thinks, page 58, about Isabel's motives. And she still believes Coyote when he said Isabel was bad news.
Even after everything,
Yeah.
with them, she still trusts him. On that, it says a lot.
And the lunch, page 58, at Isabel's Nigerian fusion restaurant, Cum Chop. Ronke doesn't want to go. But she feels like she has to. And Isabel's greeting, page 59, so over the top, fake. And Ronke sees, Isabel's nervous. Something's not right. What do you think's going on?
I don't know. But it feels like a setup. Like Isabel's planning something.
And then she gives them each a gift. Page 60, an Eiffhead sculpture. To Ronke, too. Says it's given her purpose. Finding these things, Ronke doesn't feel good about it.
It's creepy, that gift. Too perfect. Makes you wonder what it really means. Why she gave it to them.
Ronke and Simi make plans. Secretly, page 61, for dinner. Pounded yam, a goosey stew. No Isabel. Ronke needs that connection with a friend.
Yeah. Away from all the drama. From Isabel's influence.
Ooh. Pages 61 and 62, she wants the Eiffhead to stop staring at her.
Oh, wow.
And she's going for a run. To avoid Neil, it's getting to her, this guilt.
Yeah. It's eating away at her. And that Eiffhead, it's like a symbol of everything that's wrong.
Haircut appointment. Boo and Ronke. Page 62 and 63. They talk about weaves. Ronke's having lunch with Yeti. Just normal things. But then Isabel calls.
Oh, no. Here we go.
With news. Simi got headhunted.
Okay.
Boo's surprised. Ronke's not happy.
Isabel's the messenger. Again.
Yeah. Before Simi even told them.
She loves being in the middle of things.
Simi. Pages 64 and 65. Not enjoying her father and stepmother's visit at all. Mama T. They're messy, very religious.
And still there.
Still there, her father gives her this shopping list, pages 65 and 66. Even wants Viagra. What do you think about that?
It's funny. in a dark kind of way.
Hmm.
And so embarrassing for Simi, they have no boundaries.
Then the girls' night out, page 66, Funky Nation. Ronnie Scott's, Isabel's idea, and they talk about their families and all those different problems.
I all have something going on. It's a reminder that we all have our stuff.
Ronke and Rafa, pages 67 and 68. They're planning their Ankara outfits. For an event, Ronke wants something traditional and asks for Isabel's seamstress's help, still keeping her involved.
It's hard to break free from those connections, even when you don't trust someone.
Then Ronke's walking home with Rafa's suit and groceries, page 68. She runs into her stalker, Mr. Owen.
Oh, God. That's scary.
It is. Coyote's furious, accuses the police of being racist, pages 69 and 70. It's a horrible situation for everyone.
It is, and it brings up those bigger issues of race, of prejudice.
Isabel shows up at Ronke's, page 70, after the stalker thing, wants to help, with patience, a tailor from Lagos. What do you think?
It's a little too much. Too soon, like she's taking advantage.
Pages 71 and 72, she says she flew Patience over, and then makes this comment about Coyote being big, like it's a bad thing. Ronke feels sick.
Condescending. That's Isabel, always looking down on people. Ronke knows something's off.
Patience comes over, pages 73 and 74. Sophia's talking nonstop, Boo's being defensive, and Patience is making jokes about beauty standards in Calabar. It's a chaotic scene, but it shows that cultural element and how Boo feels. Not really connected to her Nigerian side.
Interesting contrast.
Yeah.
To Ronke, who's so comfortable with her heritage.
Boo and Didier, page 76. After the stalker incident, their conversation, it's tense. Didier's protective of Ronke, and Boo's thinking about the baby secret and how she wants to be a good wife.
All that guilt, it's weighing on her. And the distance between her and Didier, it's growing.
Simi keeps saying this thing to herself, page 78, about getting her flat back and being with Martin in Vermont, an escape from her parents, and then, page 79, her pitch. For Chitrita Faishon, it fails.
Not a good week for Simi, at all.